Hello and welcome. This is Erica Glessing. You're joining me on The Erica Glessing Show, where you receive 8 minutes of daily inspiration for entrepreneurs and light workers. And this is a perfect guest today for inspiring, for leadership, for setting your goals, for really standing out from the crowd. And her background's a little bit different than most of my guests. So Tia Rivera is actually a professional choreographer, dancer. She has worked with Gwen Stefani. She's worked with Beyonce. I know. I just love reading her group. Jennifer Lopez, Rihanna, Usher, Kanye West, who has a new baby. His name is Chicago. Very interesting name. And so you just kind of rock and roll with some awesome people. Welcome, Tia.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Erica. I'm so excited to be here.
What inspires you to dance? Like what is it that when you feel like dancing or when you get inspired? Tell me a little bit about that inspiration that shows up. Just describe that for me.
For me, it's just my escape, to be honest. And that's what it was at first when I started dancing. I started dancing pretty late, I guess you would say. I was a late bloomer. I started in high school, actually. And I never intended for this to be a career at all. I started dancing on a dance team in high school, and I just loved to do it. You know, it was my way to release and to just get away from my everyday life. You know,
I didn't even know you could start dancing in high school and become a professional dancer. I didn't even know that was possible. It's like Michael Jordan started basketball in high school.
No, yeah. And honestly, like after coming into the industry and meeting all of these wonderful dancers who started when they were 3, I was like, wow, there's no hope for me.
That's so cool. You're like, I'm never going to do it. Yeah, you do.
I know. Yeah. But it's just it was just my way to express how I felt. Honestly, I have a passion for people, and I love to just express myself, and it was just a way for me to do it through movement.
You know, until you said that, I forgot. Like, I danced from like 6 to 17, and then I stopped.
Oh,
I did modern and jazz.
Nice.
Yeah, so I love dancing. I love dancing because I think when you're in that, I think one of the things we lose in our age, when I look at my kids and they're so attached to their devices, and every day they're into their devices and they're not moving their bodies naturally. Like, it's not, but people actually naturally like to move their bodies. What can you recommend for people who are too addicted to their devices? Which is probably most of the world about now, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it is. You know, it's crazy because I actually, I created this goal setting guide. And one of the things I talk about is that most of the world wakes up and we roll over and go on social media and check emails and are just so consumed with the world that we don't take a second for ourselves. And I think that one thing that everyone can do, whether you like to dance or not, is just to do some type of physical activity once a day, whether that be yoga or go to the gym or stretch. I just think it's so important to stimulate your body. It gets your mind moving. It gets like your blood flowing, and it just kind of gets you ready for your day.
Tell us a little bit about Dancing with Stars. And I won't ask you about Dance Moms yet, but tell me a little bit about what it's like to be up in that heady place with the Jennifer Lopez and the Mariah Carey and that calibration of beings. What's that like?
It's normal for me now.
You're like, it is what I do.
It's an everyday thing.
That's just part of me.
You know what? You know what's one thing I will share with the world is that these stars, these superstars, they're regular people. They like to have regular conversation. They eat the same food that we eat. And they are just, looked at as being in a different bracket because of who they are and because of what they do, which is amazing. But working with these individuals and being in rehearsals with them and even to having conversations, you're like, wow, you're so normal, and sometimes people don't think that they are. They're so out of reach, so out of touch.
Right.
And
well, let me ask you this question about Beyonce, because when I look at her, the song about Put Your Love on Top, and she's doing the dances, she's got the 6 guys behind her.
Yeah. I actually filmed that at Alvin Ailey.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Were they Alvin Ailey dancers, some of them?
No, I don't think so.
It's just that space.
Yeah,
But it looks to me like there's so much hard work that nobody can see. Like it looks all this work, and then it looks like it's made to look total ease. But behind the scenes, to me, when it looks that easy, it seems like there was a ton of hard work. Is that because I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Clarification for everyone, it is a lot of hard work. People come to shows and they see, whether it be that video or a tour, there's so much preparation and so much rehearsal time that's put into it. Even for music videos, 9 times out of 10, it's a 16-hour day. I've been on set for 20 hours straight at a time for a music video that's going to be 3 minutes long. And, that's going to showcase dance maybe half of the time. So there's definitely so much time that goes into one preparing for it and then shooting it or performing it. Definitely a lot of hard work, and which is why I think, being a mover and a dancer, taking care of your body is so important.
Yeah.
So
for the entrepreneurs in the audience, what kinds of, when you talk about goal setting, what is your approach? And here's something that messes me up. If my goal is so different from my reality, I can get to a place where I don't know how to take an action.
Yeah. This is very, very true. And it just reminds me of something that I talk about. And it's basically just that you are where you are because of who you are. And if you want more, then that means that you need to change. And it's literally just making the decision to take an action. And I think that first step is always the hardest step,
right?
Whether it be joining that gym or taking that class or starting that book, once you write the first page, you're like, oh, I can do this.
Right.
And, in this goal setting guide, I actually talk about the different steps that you need to take. I think it's important to have an accountability partner, a credible accountability partner that's going to hold you accountable for what you say you want to do. Sometimes when we don't share our goals with someone or with the world, it's okay to sweep them under the rug because nobody knows about them. There's no one holding us accountable. And I think that it's important, first and foremost, to know what you want to do, then how you're going to do it, by when, and attach a why to every single goal.
So I love that. But if I don't ask you about Dance Moms, my kids are going to be so bummed because honestly, they're going to be like, Mom, you had someone who knew about Dance Moms and you didn't even ask her like one question. So one of my daughters loves to dance. She just does she dances in the backyard. She's a great, she's a hip hop dancer. So tell us a little bit about Blackish Dance Moms season 7. Tell us a little bit about. I just have to ask you because otherwise I think my daughter Maddie would just be like, Mom. So tell us a little bit about Dance Moms. What was that like?
It was very interesting.
They do so much with the drama. Is that fake or is that real or where is that? I know you can't probably even answer that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna get a phone call tomorrow. Like, Tia, your contract is out of reach.
Okay. Well, wait. I'll ask a different question.
Okay.
What is the most amazing, fun thing that happens as part of being as part of observing that organization, that show?
The funnest thing?
Yeah.
Honestly, working with the kids.
I know, they're so cute.
Yeah, they're so cute and they're so innocent and they just genuinely love to dance. They don't care about the drama, what their moms are saying. They're not even paying attention to, literally.
They're like, turn the music on.
No, it's crazy. It's like they have this filter where it's irrelevant to them. And they just want to dance and they genuinely love to dance. And I think that that's beautiful, especially when you bring kids into TV so young. Sometimes, you can get lost in that world and get caught up in the views and the social media and the Instagram. But in specific, I worked with the minis, the 2 baby girls, and they were just so great to work with. They were so excited to learn and to perform. That was the best part of the experience for me.
And what I'd like to do for my audience now, just listening to Tia Rivera and how inspirational she is, and I'll say her website, it's tiarivera.com, and go over there and get her new downloadable gift, which is a goal setting practice.
Yes.
Get that. But I just want to say that if we could call back that part of us that loved just being in our body, that's what I got when you showed me that, was calling that back. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be interesting if more people could do that with more ease?
Yeah, it would be amazing. I love watching non-dancers dance, actually. Because they're so free. I think that's something. Dance is universal. Dance is so big, especially today with all the dance shows, and it just makes people feel free. It makes them happy. That's why people go to concerts. That's why people go to shows, because it's an experience. And I just wish more people experience that for themselves.
I love it, Tia. Why don't you say your website one more time for all the listeners?
Yeah, it's tiarivera.com, and all my social media is I am Tia Rivera. My Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that good stuff.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you stopped by in your busy schedule. See you later, alligator.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.